Welcome to Gutter Trash episode 285, Don John. My name is Eric.
I'm Jason.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey, howdy.
Isn't it kind of hard to say Don John? Like
Don John,
You just want to say Juan.
No, honestly, I want to say Don Johnson.
Well, okay. That makes sense. That was the man that played Falcon in the G.I. Joe movie, right?
Uh-huh, yeah. Uh-huh.
I recognize that name. His best known role.
Yes.
Yeah, Don John.
Second best known role as Nash Bridges.
Oh, or the Marvel Man. Yeah.
A movie you owned on VHS?
Marvel Man and Harley Davidson and the Marvel Man.
Maybe I'm thinking of someone else.
I don't know if I owned it, but I know I remember renting it from Meyer at least a half a dozen times. When movies were 3 for 99 cents. Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, those were the days. Yeah, good movie.
I guess.
It's bad. It's
I've
bad.
never seen it.
It's a fun, bad movie. Though.
Okay. Is it bad on purpose?
It's supposed to be funny and actiony, so
Right.
I think they knew what they were doing.
Right.
Like, I feel like it was like, the people that made Roadhouse had to know what they were doing.
Okay.
Like that sort of thing. Yeah, it's bad but fun. I think maybe Mickey Rourke didn't know that it was supposed to be bad fun.
I have a theory that Mickey Rourke doesn't know a whole lot of things that's happening around him.
I would have thought that up until I saw The Wrestler. I mean, he was pretty deep in that.
Right.
Emotional depth,
Yeah.
I don't mean like philosophizing, but
No, yeah.
But he was amazing in that. But everything else I think I've seen him, he just feels like he's like, I am Marv.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gonna see Sin City 2?
I don't know. I saw a trailer for it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if it wasn't co-directed by Frank Miller, I would be more interested in it.
But you saw Sin City 1, right?
Yeah, I did. And I enjoyed it, but I think it more as it was an experiment, and it was interesting.
Right.
But I certainly didn't love it. I'm sure I'll go the rest of my life without watching Sin City 1 again.
Right.
I don't know. What do you think?
I'll probably see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the theater?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe.
Maybe a free walk-in.
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Right. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of good people in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Yeah.
There's one person I used to think was good, but I'll get to that later.
Oh, okay. Is like Josh Brolin in that? Maybe?
Uh-huh.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, he's awesome.
Uh-huh.
He's not the one you were talking about, right?
That is actually the one I was talking about.
Really?
Yes.
What did he do?
I was going to talk about it later.
Oh, we can talk about it later.
Okay.
We can do that. Just
Okay.
remind me, because I'll forget.
Oh, I'll remember.
Okay.
Because I was going to bring this up.
Okay.
All right.
Cool. All right. He's also going to be in the next Coen Brothers movie, Hail Caesar.
Yeah. He's also going to be Thanos in the Avengers movie.
Oh.
And or at least the voice of Thanos.
Is Thanos going to be a cloud?
I think he's actually going to be a guy.
Oh, even better.
I mean, he was in the first Avengers movie as a guy.
Right.
So it would be kind of dumb if they turned him into a cloud.
Well.
Especially also when there's no point to turning him into a cloud.
Right.
Because he is not a gigantic planet-eating being. He is just a dude in a purple suit.
There's no point but he's purple. There's a purple crossover factor. Yeah. But there's no point in turning anyone into a cloud now that they have digital technology.
Right, yeah.
But,
well, people aren't just going to believe a giant guy eating planets.
Right, yeah, that's ridiculous. Unlike the other concepts in all the Marvel movies. Yeah. Don John?
Don John. Starring, directed, written by Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Is that his first movie that he's directed?
I think so, yeah. JGL, hashtag JGL.
Is he go by JGL?
No.
People call him that.
No.
Yeah. 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 Huh.
Yeah, indeed.
I thought it was really good.
I did not.
Really?
Yeah. Bored to tears.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. Do tell.
Not much to tell. I had zero interest in any of the characters, any of the story. I thought the acting was just okay.
Really?
For the most part.
Okay.
And just full of unlikable characters that I did not believe any of their journeys or could find any sympathy for anybody.
For no one.
For no one.
Not even John.
Not even
Johnny.
Especially not John.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
I thought there were elements that were very good to this movie. Like little small glimmers of hope. But,
like when they showed the porn.
that was pretty much it.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Those really good parts, but they were all through it. I mean, I'm going to go home and edit this thing down to a sweet 15-minute ride.
Fan edit.
No, I thought it was great. It was way funnier than I expected. Like I had no idea it was going to have so much humor in it.
Mm-hmm. I believe it's labeled as a comedy.
Well, I don't pay attention to your labels. I'm talking to society here.
Yeah, it's a comedy.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's also kind of, like a
some
drama.
dramatic moments. Sure. As are most independent films.
Well, right. Unless you're by Kevin Smith.
Right. And there's even a Kevin Smith thing that happens in this movie. There is a Silent Bob.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. I didn't think about that.
It is the first thing I thought of.
Really?
Yep.
Especially when Silent Bob has the one line.
Yep.
Yeah.
Silent Bob always has the one line that, makes a major difference in, the main character's point of view or story or whatever.
That's true.
And that is exactly what happens in this film.
Oh, yeah. It really is.
And I'm also guessing, just based on accents and what is happening throughout, that this takes place in New Jersey.
I feel like it does.
Yeah.
I'm not as familiar with the cityscapes as I should be from watching lots of films.
Yeah.
Like maybe it was a suburb of New York or something.
Right.
But yeah, it sounded like Jersey.
It just feels Jersey.
Right.
Yeah. Just stereotypical Jersey.
Right.
Yeah. Just some goons and goombas and horrible douchebags. Horrible douchebags.
There's a lot of them. Yeah.
Most of this movie is horrible douchebags.
But wasn't it super fun to see Tony Danza play a horrible douchebag? He was great.
Tony Danza in this movie is the only bright spot in this movie consistently throughout.
He was amazing.
He is great. And after I got over the initial discomfort of listening to him to say the word fuck over and over again, I totally bought into it.
Right? Yeah. I on the other hand think there was a
Tony Banta and Tony Maselli would not swear so much.
Maselli! I could not remember. The boss.
Angela! Fuck!
Right?
Right?
Yeah. If he said fuck so many times, and he would have been fired from that job.
He would have, and then proven that she was indeed the boss.
Right. Some say it was Mona.
Some say.
But,
yeah.
I don't think so.
There's an episode of the show Community where one of the characters takes a class about who's the boss to discover who, in fact, is the boss. And Stephen Tobolowsky plays the professor who's written a book. And the character, Abed, has to prove that, just like on the first day, he goes into the class and says, Angela's the boss. And everybody laughs at him in the class. And he's like, this is just a philosopher, question that will never be answered in our time. And so he comes in the next day and proves without a doubt that Angela is indeed the boss.
And not just because she's paying Tony.
Right, yeah.
But
there's a montage of him writing on the chalkboard and speaking to the class, and then
that's such a great show. I need to see that episode.
And then the class dismisses, and Stephen Tobolowsky is just sitting alone in the classroom at his desk, and he opens up a drawer and there's just a gun. But then he opens up the drawer even further and there's another book about some other TV show.
Tobolowsky. He's awesome. You know, I think he actually has written at least a book.
I'm sure he has. I know he's written some, like, short stuff.
I saw one at the library the last time I was there, actually. And I skipped right over it so I could get some CDs and DVDs, because that's what the library is for.
Yep. Fuck books.
Right? Yeah. It's full of pages and no pictures.
Yeah, Tony Danza is great in this movie.
He's so good. So good. I think there's some other good performances, though.
There's a couple. I mean, like I said, there's some bright spots, but just not enough to make me enjoy the movie at all.
Okay. Huh. But I remember you being excited about this. What did you find, like, alluring about it?
But, you know, I like Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Right.
I like, you know, seeing Tony Danza occasionally pop up in my life.
Scarlett Johansson
is a fine looking actress. Julianne Moore is a fine looking actress.
Yeah.
You know, and then I'm always willing to support, you know, someone who is, you know, written, directed, and produced their own thing,
right.
you know, just because they wanted to,
right.
You know.
So you can tell, like, it's coming from them instead of, like, some sort of council of,
exactly, yeah.
You know, admin or whatever.
Like, I will have to say that I'm absolutely not excited about the idea of Joseph Gordon-Levitt directing a Sandman movie.
Is that happening?
That apparently is happening.
Huh. Like the Neil Gaiman
yes.
Sandman. Okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is he starring in that one, too?
I don't know about starring. But
okay.
Yeah, definitely directing.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Uh-huh.
I would have thought Tim Burton off the top of my head.
Sure.
You know,
yeah.
or maybe even, I don't know.
Harmony Korine. Huh? Harmony Korine.
No, he could do, wow. He could do a comic book movie, but it would have to be something really, really fucked up.
Who, Harmony Korine?
Yeah.
Like Boiled Angel?
Right, yeah, like Boiled Angel. I'm sure there has got to be a Vertigo book, like probably even a Garth Ennis Vertigo book that he could do, but Garth Ennis stuff is usually pretty linear narrative-wise.
Right.
And his stuff is not.
Yeah. And also, Garth Ennis isn't as fucked up as people like to believe him. Like, it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of dark humor.
Yeah,
fucked up things happen. I mean, like, Crossed or something is pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
But, yeah, usually. Yeah, he's just more like dark humor. Huh. But anyway, yeah, okay. So, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Sandman. That's interesting.
Uh-huh, yeah.
Yeah, no, I thought this movie was really good. It's, I mean, if you don't know what it's about relationships, but it's mostly about this guy and his addiction to online porn.
Yeah.
Which he argues that every man in America, or just every man. Watches porn. I don't buy that.
No, I do.
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
Yeah, porn, huh? Wow.
Uh-huh.
There's something to talk about.
I guess.
We could talk about porn.
We could.
What do you think about porn?
Yeah, it's alright.
Yeah, it's alright.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Yeah, I mean, it's there what it's there for.
Yeah, I'm not against it.
Right.
Like I'm not gonna pretend to be, like, against porn.
Right.
But I do think there are elements of it that are not so good for the brain.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And I've definitely experienced those elements.
It has actually been scientifically proven that porn makes people stupider.
Huh. There could be our problem right there.
For men and women.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah. And of course, you know, it's a horrible industry for, you know, the people in it. And, you know, yeah, it does, like this movie, pretty much goes through, does, you know, when you get to a certain point, it does not, give you any benefits, mentally or emotionally.
Some diminishing returns.
Yeah.
I think I was really into porn when I was in my, like, early to mid-20s.
Sure.
And then, like, that was probably the peak of porn watching for me.
Yeah.
Because I had more access to porn.
Right.
Than, I mean, like, if I would have had complete access, like, I'd say from age 11 to 17 would have been, like, the peak. But,
yeah.
But yeah, no, I think I watched a lot of porn in my 20s, and then I got kind of, like, weirded out one time when I was super high and I was watching porn, and it just seemed horrifying what I was watching, and like the lady that I was most interested in just happened to be looking right at the camera with this look on her face like, I wish I wasn't here right now. And I was like, I'm done. And I literally like walked outside and threw all of my porn in the dumpster. Like that happened. And, you know, it was like hours before I replenished my collection. So I really learned a lesson. No, I actually don't think I've ever bought porn since then. Other than like I bought a few old Playboys, mostly just out of curiosity. Like I bought the one that came out the month I was born, and because I was like, I wonder if my dad jerked off to this. But I stopped purchasing porn because it's free. It's on the internet.
Well, yeah, that's the thing, you know, like, it's readily available.
Right.
Pretty much everywhere.
And that's what the character in the movie is doing, right? He's not downloading, like,
no, yeah, he's
dollars.
going to Pornhub.com and then just looking for videos.
Right.
Yeah. No payment necessary.
That's beautiful.
It's a beautiful thing.
I've never been to Pornhub.com.
No?
But I probably will now.
All right.
So this movie did its deed. It turned me on to
advertised Pornhub.com. Yeah.
No, what if
I wonder if there was any kind of like sponsorship or whatever.
Well, I was going to mention that there are some things in the movie, like you mentioned that was that a Hardee's commercial?
Yeah.
That's real? That's a real commercial.
That is a real commercial.
It's basically a softcore porn 2-minute ad.
Yeah.
And like they're watching it at the dinner table.
Right.
And I could have sworn that was like so over the top. It was like a Quentin Tarantino parody of a porn, of like a porn inspired commercial.
Yeah.
But that's real.
No, yeah, that's real.
Wow.
I have seen it numerous times. I have been eating dinner with my parents, and it has been on the television.
That's weird.
They don't show the joke of the commercial. Cause what it is it's this hot chick on a beach wearing just a barely there bikini and just devouring this fish sandwich from Hardee's.
Right.
And it is like got tartar sauce dripping off of it suggestively,
Right.
and she is just going at it like it is another woman's vagina, and just going at it, and then like at one point she takes off her top and she's like laying down on her stomach on the beach eating the sandwich, and then this guy walks out from the water, and he like looks at her and like compliments her sandwich or something like that, and like takes off his glasses, and like his face around his glasses is pure white, but everything else is like red.
Right.
And because the sandwich is not fried.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and that's the joke.
Do they still say not just another piece of meat?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Everything else that they showed in that movie is that commercial.
That's incredible. That's weird. Like, if I would have seen that commercial just like it was, depicted in the film,
right,
I would have been like, well, at least they're not, trying to hide the fact that what they're selling here is the sex, Like, at least, like, it's in your face how over the top it is.
Yeah. And Hardee's has actually done a few commercials like that, too.
Right.
With just scantily clad women. I think most famously they did one with Paris Hilton eating a burger of some sort.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, super weird. Super weird.
But yeah, I mean,
like sex is everywhere.
It is. I mean, like, it's almost like porn is everywhere. It's just like barely covered up porn that's peppered throughout everything
Exists.
we see. Yeah. Every ad, every poster, every fashion, everything.
It's like there was an episode of The Simpsons that took place in the future, and Homer and Marge are watching TV, and Marge is like, it's really weird that Fox became such a hardcore porn channel, and we never noticed.
Right? I'm sure, older people now think TV is like porn, and when we're older, if that happens.
Right. No, we're going to be dead within 10 years.
Right. I mean, there's going to be, like, Visa commercials that just show full frontal blowjobs,
right, yeah.
I mean, I mean, it's such a weird thing to notice it and to like not be real sure, as far as what you think about that.
Right. And then the thing is, like, here in America, everybody gets up in arms about sex. Mm-hmm. Where like other countries are just like,
pretty laissez about it.
At least, civilized countries.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe not hardcore sex, but but just a little something.
Right, yeah.
Maybe that's why we're so frustrated over here.
Could be.
Like, we do build it up into this giant thing. Like, every time we see a breast, we're like, oh my God, gotta jerk off. Whereas in other countries, it's more like, oh, that's just a breast,
Right, yeah. And that's kind of like the thing in this movie, too, is that, John and his buddies go out to this club, and they look at these women, and they rate them, like, are they 7s or 8s or 9s or 10s, and, they build themselves up, and then, like, he winds up sleeping with all these women and just getting disappointed and just going back to the porn.
Right. Yeah. Because his experience is never the same as just watching porn.
Right, yeah.
Like, that's what he is really into.
Right.
And he's kind of kidding himself until he can do something about his porn addiction. He's never going to have that great of an experience, no matter whether it is a 2 or a 4 or a 10 that he's sleeping with. Which I'm sure that happens.
Sure.
I'm sure dudes can't quite
connect reality from
like, they just don't have the and connect is a good word. They don't have the connection with whoever they're sleeping with, so it's not as meaningful as just jerking off and grabbing a tissue.
Right.
I love that whole. It reminded me of Requiem for a Dream. The repetitious procedure of his like grabbing a tissue and throwing it in the trash like that.
It pretty much is exactly like that. Yeah. From the sound of the laptop booting up to
right.
The jerking off to the sound of the tissue hitting the trash can,
right.
Which was also the same sound as hitting the recycle button on his
computer.
Yep.
I love how he says the sound of his computer booting up gets him hard,
right?
Because it is like a Pavlovian reaction.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of weird, just creepy Pavlovian reactions that go around porn, and like I can remember, as the listener may know, I moved out of my mom's house when I was 18, and I moved back in when I was 34.
Right.
I had enough of the real world. I was like, I'm gonna be a child again. But it was funny because I noticed when I first moved back in, anytime my mom was like, I'm gonna go to the grocery for a while, just in my mind I was like, oh, I should jerk off because my mom's not here. Because like that was what happened every single time when I was a teenager.
And also, when you were living on your own, you could just jerk off anytime you wanted.
Exactly.
And now you have to like plan it around when she's not going to be
right.
around. Yeah.
I mean, I don't do that anymore. But when I first moved in, it's been days since I've went through that Pavlovian thing. No, but yeah, when I first moved back into my mom's house, like I was like, oh my gosh, like I do feel like I'm 14 again, and like. I have to do this. I'm caught in this cycle again.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. Porn can be really, really odd.
Yeah.
I enjoy it, but it can be detrimental. I'm sure
it can be. And I think if you're the kind of person that's part of the thing in this movie is that the character John doesn't want any sort of like emotional connection to any woman,
right?
But if you're the kind of person who does, and you just, are using porn for the biological need,
right? You're just satisfying your craving or whatever,
right? But then you just start getting frustrated because you're just like, well, I'm not,
yeah,
I'm jerking off and I'm getting off, but I'm not.
You're still feeling nothing.
Exactly.
Right.
Wow.
Right.
You feel nothing.
Yeah. Right? Yeah. Which sometimes that's all you need.
Sure.
Sometimes you're just like, I'm frustrated. I need to take care of these things, but, I've got this pent up sexual energy. I'm going to go knock one out, and then I can go, measure
do whatever else. Yeah.
measure the carpet and do the
Yeah.
do the work I need to do. Yeah, and sometimes it's a very utilitarian function.
Yeah.
And I think that's great.
Sure.
But like I do think, just like most other things, like alcohol or whatever, it's fine in moderation.
Exactly.
Porn is fine in moderation.
Yep.
But I was in a band with a guy once named Porno Paul. That was what they called him. And it wasn't because he was in porn.
Right.
It was because he owned like several hundred. This was before DVD, or at least before I'd ever seen a DVD. This was in the 90s. Several hundred videos. And it was just like sad. Like, this was before I'd even seen the internet. I don't know if, I'm sure Porno Paul saw the internet before most people.
Right.
Because he was
just anticipating.
He was waiting for it. He's like, why isn't there, like in the 80s.
He may have invented the internet.
Right?
Just so he could have
or
easier
someone
access
just
to
like
porn.
Porno Paul.
Exactly, yeah.
But no, like, I mean, like, I remember the first time he told me, I was like, so why do they call you Porno Paul? Like, if someone catch you, like, jerking off at a porn theater or something, He's like, no, I own, like, fucking every porno. And,
he owns porno like I own comics.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Does he have a special nerd porno room? Are there porn nerds?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Like, there's people that have, like, Joe G style porn rooms. I mean, let me clarify that.
No, don't!
I've never met anyone with a porn room like Joe G. Joseph Grunenwald works at, no, Joe has an impressive, like, superpowers style nerd room. I'm sure there are people with the porn equivalent of said room. Just to clarify. But I can remember when Porno Paul told me why he was called Porno Paul, and with this, like, half smile on his face because he wasn't quite sure
how you would take it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I remember being a little like, oh,
right.
That's too bad. Like, even then, like, I was like 20 and I was like, oh, that might be too much porn.
Right.
Like, that, I think that was maybe the first time that phrase had, like, legitimized itself to me. I was like, oh, you could buy so many more records.
Right. Yeah.
Like, comics, like, and still have, like, 40 porn.
Right, yeah.
Not 890 or whatever. So, yeah, I don't know. I think there's too much of anything is a bad thing.
Sure.
That was my long-winded way to say that.
No, it's fine. We got time.
Yeah, we got time. But I thought the movie did a fine job of hitting on these same sort of points.
Yeah. I just thought that everything else about it was just, like I never ever felt sympathy for John.
Right.
Like, at all. Like, even towards the end when he has his sort of redemptive period, like even then I was just like, you're still kind of just a shell of a person.
And, like, don't get me wrong, I think that's, like, like, they even poke fun at that early on, like, the happy ending of the movie, and, like, they equate his girlfriend's infatuation with love story movies, like, he sort of
porn,
compare that to porn, and, I mean, there's
something to it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's a fantasy, and it's, it's maybe feeding a unhealthy vision of how reality could be.
Right. He's being fed an unhealthy vision of how sex is, and she is being fed an unhealthy vision of how relationships are.
Right. Yeah, like romance and relationship. Right. Exactly. Yeah, they both have a problem that's going to keep them from having a good relationship.
Right.
Or a healthy relationship. Yeah, I do think that.
Yeah.
But I do.
And she is also incredibly shallow and horrible.
Oh yeah, just as much as him.
Yeah.
But much easier on the eyes because it's Scarlett Johansson in tight clothes.
Yeah.
She's beautiful.
She is.
She is fun to look at.
She is indeed. But yeah, JGL, he's a handsome man.
Oh yeah. If I was gay, and don't get me wrong, I wouldn't mind being a bisexual man.
Sure, right.
Because there's some fine looking men out there.
Right.
But I'm just not. And if I was though, he's a fine looking fella.
Yeah, fuck it. Tony Dan's in this movie.
Tony's still pretty ripped.
He is fucking ripped.
Yeah. And he's got to be 60 something.
Right? Yeah. I mean, I would assume he was in his 20s during the Taxi years.
Right.
That was back in the 70s.
Yeah, he was probably in his late 30s in the Who's the Boss era,
right?
Yeah.
Or at least towards the end, yeah.
Yeah, he's up there.
Yeah.
He's looking fine.
Yeah.
And performing his ass off.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I do think, I agree with you, even though I think some of the many performances were good, I think he was the best.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
He stole the show.
Yeah, yeah.
And he wasn't in it a ton. I mean, he was in maybe like a fourth of the movie-ish, something like that. But all the scenes that he was in were just great.
And, you know, and one of the things about the movie is, like, just the repetition. Like, you know, when you talked about comparing his porn watching to, you know,
that whole sequence.
Right, the scenes in Requiem for a Dream. Like, his whole life is just, you know, this is what I do in this day, this day, this day.
I thought that was done well.
It was fine, you know. Like I said, there are elements to this movie that are really good, but as a whole, I just did not enjoy it at all. And just, you know, the repetition thing, you know, is like, I get it. Right. Like every Sunday you go to church, and every Sunday you confess, and then every Sunday you go to your parents' house for dinner, and, you know, your dad bitches at you and whatever, you know.
I think that was a really good tool, though, the repetition to like show you exactly what his life is like.
Right. But then, I don't know, I guess it's just, and it's not like he's a bad person. Like, he's not, but he's just unlikable.
Yeah.
And then
clearly.
At the end, when he starts to break out of his routine and start experiencing, like, real life, like, even then, I'm still not on board with him whatsoever.
Right. Well, you know, I will agree, but I think the end of the movie, spoiler, is just, like, the very, very, like, peeking out head of the good person that he's going to become.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think he's anywhere close to being a great person, but I think there's, like, hope in sight by the end of the movie.
Yeah.
And it is a little cheesily done, like the end of the movie. That's what I was going to say, was like I'm fine with, like, a happy ending or whatever.
Sure.
But it was a little cheesy.
Especially when you're getting a massage.
Yeah, which I really need. My back is sore.
Mine too.
I know. Like, I think I just slept weird, or I actually did some push-ups this morning, which I haven't done in a long time. Like, I think the last time I did them was in Fort Wayne when we were super bored behind the comic table. And I did some push-ups, but I did some push-ups this morning. I think I don't know. That's sad. I pulled up myself. But anyway, yeah, the ending was a little cheesy with, like, all the, like, glowy, like, effects, but maybe that was supposed to kind of mirror the like love story movies that they put fun at earlier. I don't know. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I liked it a lot more than I thought I was gonna like it.
I liked it a lot less than I thought I was gonna like it. I wouldn't not recommend this movie. I just didn't like it.
Okay,
right. That's pretty much where I sit with it.
But if you can objectively look at just Joseph Gordon-Levitt's performance as, like, a
performance,
a three-hat wearer,
right? Yeah,
like,
yeah, I mean, he's great.
That's pretty good.
He's great.
That's a good debut, right?
And yeah, I mean, you know, yeah, I didn't particularly care for the story, but, you know, like, the direction was great, and his performance is great.
Yeah,
you know, and
he got. I mean, like, I don't know if it was him getting the performances, but there were some good moments from a lot of people. Like, Julianne Moore was awesome.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I really believed her character, and she had some pretty silent but, like, huge, powerful kind of moments. Yeah,
I think her and Tony Danza are definitely the two best parts of this movie, in my opinion. But
so no rewatch factor except for my 15-minute edit.
I'll watch that
when
you bring it over next week. And of course, I'm going to have to wonder how you got editing software or learned it. But you know,
well, you know, I'm out into the world now. I'm experiencing new things. Actually, I did have
much like John.
Yeah. I did have a weird experience this week. I don't know if we're done talking about the movie, but I went in Mavericks this week because, like, months ago, when Jeremy still worked there, I asked him to special order me a book.
Because they never did.
He actually did. And it was a collection of comics by Noah Van Sciver that I knew was coming out. And so it came out this week, and I went in there to see if they had it. they hadn't pulled it for me or anything, but it was there.
Right.
But there was a guy that I went to the back of the store because there was nobody in the first 2/3 of the store other than Magic customers.
Right.
And there was a dude back there, and he was like, hey, can I help you find anything? And I'd like never seen this guy before.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is weird. It was just strange. Like, he was nice. He was a nice guy. I think his name's Ed, I think.
Uh-huh.
But I was like, wow, I didn't say like, son, when you were shitting in your hands, I was filing away rom-comics. I didn't say that. But, but it was just a weird experience. So, yeah.
Right.
Mavericks. Still there. Still there. That should be their tagline. We're still here. Because of Magic. Yeah.
Alright.
I don't know. The movie, though, yeah, I liked it. I don't really know of anything else to say about it. It's maybe not something you'd want to watch with someone who's offended by porn, because there's a lot of gratuitous micro clips.
Yeah.
Of not porn, but like naked ladies and.
I mean, it's clips of porn, but they're not showing the penetration
Right,
or
yeah.
cum shots or anything like that.
Which, that was a complaint I had. maybe the.
So that's your director's cut. Is you're gonna splice
right.
all the porn together,
Yeah,
but
I'm
you're
gonna-
gonna find the real clips.
Yeah, I'll find the real clips
And just put 'em all-
That's a great idea. Maybe on the Criterion, it'll have all the
Okay,
unedited.
yeah.
Yeah.
Deleted scenes.
Yeah. That is like one thing though. Like I will say, like, you gotta hand it to Joseph Gordon-Levitt. He's like, I'm gonna write and direct a movie about a guy who's banging Scarlett Johansson. Might as well star in it too, because I mean they are making out.
Oh yeah.
And like she's like grinding on him, and all these like super hot moments that everyone that's heterosexual on the planet would love to have played.
Right.
And he's like, I'll write that for me.
Yep.
And her. You gotta respect that.
It's pretty great. I mean, yeah, can't deny that.
That's
In a similar position, you wouldn't do the same.
right. It would be hard not to.
Yeah.
And I have to wonder, like, because the entire movie is sort of about him being redeemed and coming out of this shell and learning to, experience love and like,
Right.
a real connection, emotional depth with a woman. I wonder if he was like, I'm going to write this movie so I can get laid more. Like that would be kind of a fitting little circle, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know, but I don't get that feeling from it.
No,
It was well done.
Yeah.
I thought. I don't know.
It is a well done movie. I just couldn't find too much enjoyment out of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there. Well, there we go.
Yeah.
There it is. Don John.
Don Johnson is not in this movie.
No, he should have been. Do you think? Because there's like a couple little, like there's a scene where he's listening to Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch, and there's a scene,
Which confession I mistakenly said was CNC Music Factory.
well, they do have a very similar sound.
Yeah, yeah.
And then there's a scene where in Scarlett Johansson's room, she has a Titanic poster on the wall. Do you think those little things are maybe like nods? Is he friends with Mark Wahlberg or Leo Dio or?
I don't know. I mean, possible.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been in stuff.
Like Julianne Moore was in this movie, and she was also in Boogie Nights with Mark Wahlberg.
That's true.
But I can't think of a situation where Joseph Gordon-Levitt was in a movie
Right.
with those fellas. But
There is a cameo with when he and Scarlett Johansson go on their first date and see a movie. Where the movie they watch has Channing Tatum and
right.
Anne Hathaway.
Anne Hathaway, yeah.
He was in movies with both of them.
Oh, was he? Okay.
He was in G.I. Joe with Channing Tatum.
Okay.
And he was in Dark Knight Rises with Anne Hathaway.
Now, if you would have went to that theater, would you have been in that theater, that screen, or would you have been seeing Too Fast, Too Hard in 3D?
I probably would, maybe not in 3D, but I probably would have seen that.
Yeah, right. That was hilarious. It was like little things like that. Like they didn't even like say the title; you just see the poster there.
Right, yeah.
I mean, it's funny. There's some funny stuff. Yeah, it was all right.
Yeah. All right, then. Well, we will be back.
Yes.
Bad love is easy to do every night, every night. Bad love is easy to do every night, every night. Bad love is easy to do every night, every night. Bad love is easy to do every night. Protectors of investment plans are rifle in their arms. Beauty queens and dream machines are never wrong. Bad love is easy to do every night, every night. Bad love is easy to do every night. Look, you may see, good love is hard as a wild oak tree. Creatures of light, creatures of light. Good love, better, good love, better, right. Bad love is easy to do every night, every night. Bad love is easy to do every night. Look, you may see, good love is hard as a wild oak tree. Creatures of light, creatures of night. Good love, better, right. Look, you may know, good, good love. Good, good, good love. Good, 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 good love.
Welcome back to Gutter Trash.
Hello.
Hi there.
Hi.
Enjoy your break?
I did.
Yeah.
What'd you do on yours?
I went down and I didn't do anything.
Okay.
I looked at some porn on my phone.
Okay. Yeah. It's weird because you don't have a phone that I would normally think you could do that on.
I can take tiny little pictures
Okay, yeah.
of porn.
Yeah.
Like it's like 8 pixels.
Yeah.
And and look at those and be like, I think that's porn. It's kind of like watching scrambled porn back in the 80s.
Oh,
the wrong channel.
How often did you do that?
All the time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, as soon as we got cable, we were just, I think it was totally innocent too, because we were just flipping through the channels, and we're like, oh, well, I guess we're out of channels.
Right.
Let's just make sure there's none after this.
Right.
And you're like, hold on.
Yeah.
That was somebody fucking somebody.
Yep.
Sort of.
Sort of,
It was
yep.
like all these crazy lines, and like, it almost looked like a Richter scale, lines
Yep.
all through it, and, yeah.
Did you ever get to see any actual porn out of that?
Oh, you mean like where you can see it clearly?
Yeah.
Not like where it's clear as a bell.
Okay.
But like where it would like kind of like the scramble would just be in like one of the corners or something for
Okay.
like a minute, and you could like just watch hardcore porn for like a minute.
Yeah. Once in every great while, like, if there was like some sort of movie or show or whatever, it was porn, whatever, the last 5 minutes or so would unscramble.
Really?
Yeah. And then a couple of times it would not rescramble.
What?
Yep.
That was manna from heaven.
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
How did that happen?
I don't know.
Just a gift from the gods.
Yep, pretty much. And so eventually I learned to keep a blank video
Wow.
nearby.
Wow. Nice.
And as soon as I would see that happen, I would run and pop it in and record.
See, I had the same thing happen to me, but it was just whenever MTV played David Lee Roth videos. Because you could always count on there being like dozens of bikini-clad
Right.
hotties in it.
As one thing, like the very beginning of this movie is all about, like they just keep showing clips of like innocuous stuff, but it's all about sex.
Yeah, right. Like just stuff from game shows or,
Right,
or
yeah.
whatnot. And it's clips. It's not like things they filmed for the.
No, yeah,
For the movie.
like Let's Make a Deal or whatever the
Right.
fuck that show is with
Yeah.
Howie Mandel or
Right.
or Deal or No Deal, I think it's called. Yeah, or like music videos,
Just commercials.
commercials. Yep.
Yeah,
cartoons.
I mean, obviously it permeates every aspect of our society.
Right.
I mean, obviously everyone is always thinking about sex, or
Sure.
we wouldn't be
I
here
am right now.
Right? Yeah, right. Every time me and you are alone in a room,
Well, that's true.
I'm sure
Yeah,
that
yeah.
happens. It's just natural.
So we have, because that's good chemistry.
Exactly. Yeah, but I'll never let you do doggy style.
That's fine.
You do all the work missionary style,
Yeah.
which I commend you for. Yeah, they talk a lot about sexual positions in that film.
Yeah.
I guess, are we still talking about the film?
I mean, we can talk about whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Whatever.
All right.
I don't want to go into that.
Okay.
I started to be like, let's rate our favorite sexual positions, but no one on the planet, including us, wants to hear that.
Well, we can play a game that they played on You Talking You Two to Me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What
What's
is
your fuck style?
What's your style? I don't want to say it. I had a word slipping through my lips, and I pulled it back in. And I'm glad I did. Sounds like a good show, though.
Oh, it's a great show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's on that?
Scott Ackerman and Adam Scott.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what's been going on in the life of Jason?
I watched a movie. I
Oh.
watched a movie I'd never seen before.
Yeah.
That I thought I had seen before, but it became clear to me that I had just seen clips of it.
Okay.
I watched North by Northwest.
Oh yeah.
I'd never seen that movie, which blew my mind because I'd seen the crop duster scene
Sure,
probably
yeah.
a dozen times, and I was like, "Oh yeah, sure, I've seen
The
that."
Que Sera Sera musical scene.
I don't know if I'd seen that before.
Okay, yeah. I've seen probably handfuls of minutes of that movie, but never from beginning to end.
What was the Que Sera Sera scene?
Isn't maybe I'm even thinking of a completely different movie, but
I don't know.
is there a scene where the lead actress starts singing Que Sera Sera? Whatever
I
will be.
I don't think so.
Maybe I'm thinking of Charade or something.
Oh, maybe.
I don't
Maybe.
know. I get a lot of those similar movies kind of confused.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's why I thought I'd seen North by Northwest.
Right.
Because, I've seen a few Hitchcock movies with Cary Grant. Surely I've seen, the most popular one.
Right, yeah.
But I'd never watched it before. It was really good. Really good.
Awesome.
Yeah. And there's some sexual innuendo in that.
Ooh.
And I do remember this because I used to have this, I think I might still have it, a book about Alfred Hitchcock movies. And I guess he was always having trouble with the censors because he pushed boundaries.
Sure.
And they were giving him problems because they talked about sex in this. They say the word sex in this movie, which is crazy, right? But at the very end of the film, they're making out on this train, and it's obvious they're about to have sex, but they can't show them get into bed together.
Sure.
So it cuts to this scene of the train entering a tunnel.
Oh yeah.
And it just keeps going through the tunnel, and it's a still shot of the tunnel with this train just
Right.
plowing right in.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
was like, that's hilarious. And then the credits roll.
That's awesome. Yeah.
So I thought that was, pretty well done. Alfie. I call him Alfie.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Well, very familiar.
Oh, yeah.
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 I also watched a movie that I had never seen, sort of.
Oh.
Yeah. The thing is that I have seen the movie before, but it was much better that other time.
Oh. What was that? Was it a remake?
It was a remake. Okay, so this one goes out to our listener, Ryan Merrill, who back in November asked me on Facebook if we were going to be reviewing the Spike Lee remake of Old Boy.
Oh.
And I told him probably not ever going to happen.
Because you love Old Boy.
Because I love Old Boy and I'm not a huge fan of Spike Lee, and I have no reason to want to watch, what for all intents and purposes is just going to be a terrible remake.
Right.
So apparently he's been sitting on that since November, and just this past week Netflix has the remake available on streaming. And so he's like, hey, it's on there. I mean, it would be really easy, and it's only 103 minutes of your life. And so the other day I was not in the best of moods, and I couldn't really sleep that well, so I decided, what the fuck? It's there. I'll watch it.
Yeah.
So I watched the remake of Old Boy with Josh Brolin as the lead role.
Really? Okay.
The aforementioned Josh Brolin, who, after this, I am no longer a fan of.
Oh.
And the same goes for Charlton Copley and Elizabeth Olsen. Because that movie is a pointless fucking turd.
Okay. Huh.
I know you did not love Old Boy.
Right.
But this was just fucking pointless. Just a dumbed down, pointless, lobotomized, toothless remake of Old Boy.
Wow. But it's supposed to be the same basic story.
Yeah.
Supposed to.
Right. I mean, and it is. And then so I actually watched the original yesterday.
To cleanse your palate.
To cleanse my palate. And I was surprised about how much story elements were kept between the two. But good lord, is the original so much better.
Right?
In every possible way.
You know, I feel like maybe I could watch that one again and try to enjoy it, because I'm sure it's good, and I don't know if it was just something I didn't like or if I was not in the mood for that sort of thing, because it seems like something I'd have to be in the mood for to watch it. So I don't know. Maybe I'll give it another shot. But not the Josh Brolin.
You should not.
No.
No.
Okay.
It is awful.
Even as a super fan of Josh Brolin, I like Josh Brolin.
Do not. Because he is terrible in it.
Oh, okay. That's too bad.
You know, like the entire movie is just like it so dumbed down, and it like just spells out everything for you, so that you know exactly what is happening. And like there is even a point where there is like a text that comes up that tells you what day and date it is, and then literally 2 seconds later, Josh Brolin is saying the date to somebody.
Is he reading it off the screen? He's like, why is this backwards and floating in the air?
He was drunk at the time of the movie. And maybe even in real life.
Well, maybe Spike Lee knew he has some fans that he has to dumb down things for. I mean, I know Liefeld's a huge fan, right? No, I kid. I'm sure Liefeld's a smart man.
Oh, sure.
He's a millionaire.
I'm sure he is.
Right.
Yeah. Somehow.
You can't be a millionaire without being a genius, right?
Right?
No one just gives you money for doing stupid shit.
Nope.
No.
Oh, so yeah, Old Boy. What a turd. What a turd. And the ending is, Jesus Christ. Just like,
There's like veins twitching in your head. You hate this movie.
It's awful.
Yeah.
It is awful. I don't know why it was made. I don't know why anyone would watch it. Other than, you know, maybe you can't read.
Oh, okay, right. And you couldn't get a subtitle version or dubbed version.
Except that it's on Netflix.
So, did your friend that liked it, Ryan?
Yeah.
Did he?
I don't know if he liked it.
Okay,
I don't know if he liked it.
he was just making you aware of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he initially just said that he saw it and he wanted to know what we thought of it.
Okay.
And I said I don't want to see it.
I was
And
curious
then-
if he liked the original.
Yeah, I have not actually asked him if he liked it at all.
All right.
He just said that, hey, I watched it, I want to know what you think, and hey, it's on Netflix, you could watch it easily.
Okay.
That kind of thing.
So he wanted you to see it.
He wanted me to see it.
Okay.
And I responded to him on Facebook after I had seen it. It was like, and basically told him that it was just a pointless, worthless turd.
Right.
And he never responded. But he knows what I think of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I doubt if I'll ever watch it.
You should not.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's pretty much the only real thing I've been doing. Ate a terrible Mexican meal earlier this week.
Taco Bell.
No. No. This place made Taco Bell look like cuisine.
Ooh. That's not good.
Bambi and I went to that Mexican place that you and I had gone to quite a bit. The one behind Walmart on Dixie.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah. Where we had dinner with the former mayor of Dayton that
That's
one time.
right. Yeah.
We went there last week sometime, and because I was just like, let's go for Mexican, and then I was thinking, I haven't been to that place in like 2 years. Like the last time I went, like it wasn't great. There's some bad service, but 2 years, things could have changed.
Oh, sure, right?
Right?
Yeah.
I'm always, I'm nothing if not open-minded.
Right? Exactly.
So we went there, and it was god-awful.
Yeah. But it was the same, restaurant. Just, it hadn't changed the name or ownership.
I think it's called, El Rio Grande now or something like that.
Okay.
It used to be Three Amigos when you and I went.
Yeah, I liked it back then.
Yeah. Me too.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently so did many other people.
Including the former mayor.
Including the former mayor. But nobody apparently likes it now except for some dude bros who came in, and they were the only other people in the restaurant.
Were they like the dude bros from the movie we just
They were
watched?
kind of like the dude bros, yeah. Except that they didn't have a token black one.
Right.
Yeah, not good. I ordered chili. And I know you're not a meat eater, but you are aware of what chili is, right?
Yeah, it's like meat, right?
It's got meat in it. It's like a stew
Some
with
beans and
meat and tomato and
peppers and whatnot.
Yeah, sure. You can put cheese and crackers on it. It tastes delicious. There's even vegetarian chili.
Oh, I've had vegetarian chili.
So you know what the basic concept of chili is.
Sure, yeah.
I ordered a chili. And what they brought me was a bowl of that white cheese dip.
Oh, like queso or something?
Yeah. With some chunks of meat, a little bit of tomato, and a thin layer of grease.
Oh. Yeah, it doesn't sound like chili.
It was mostly just cheese.
Right. I like cheese.
I like cheese too. But I ordered chili.
Right. Maybe that's Maybe when you speak words, they come out differently.
Could be.
Because the last time me and you went to a Chinese place, you ordered something, and we got back to your house, and you got something completely different.
Yeah. The thing is that, that's a great theory, except that I ordered from that Chinese place via the internet. Where that order could possibly not be mistaken for anything else.
Right, that's true.
And I did not get that either.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's too bad. Maybe it's just a bad...
Maybe I should just stop doing stuff.
Bad karma, right?
I should just stop being alive.
No, that's not true.
I don't know. It's what the universe seems to be leading me towards.
Oh. Well, I'm disappointed with the universe for its decisions.
Yeah. Yeah, so, anything else going on?
I don't know. I might have a job or two.
All right.
I had a bunch of applications out, and two different places just finally called me both at once, literally within 24 hours of each other. And I went to these interviews, and they both went well, and they both hired me.
Yeah.
And I had my first day at one of them yesterday, and I'm thinking I might go ahead and quit because that's a long career,
Because you're working at the Magic store now.
No.
Magic the Gatherorama.
Oh, could you imagine? Wow. No, the place I worked at, it was fine, but the other place that I am possibly going to be working in a couple weeks pays a lot better, and it's just nicer, and so I think I'm going to try to work a lot of hours at the other place, and we'll see how it happens. I'm not going to mention any names yet because who knows what's going to happen.
Right.
I might just quit both of them and live in the basement forever.
Yeah, I mean, you're fine with just collecting, 1 or 2 paychecks a year.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you just you get a job for about a week and then quit, and then that's what you live on.
Yeah, and that's a scheme, right? Just to go around and let them pay you to be trained for a week, and then that seems like a good scheme. No, that's what I would feel bad about because they have had me in there 2 different days that they're paying me to train, and I'm thinking about maybe just staying on there 1 day a week because they could use a 1 day a week person.
Right. What day?
Any day. Yeah, any day.
Because I need a second job.
They would hire you.
Yeah.
Any day, especially weekends are their busy days.
I would work on a Saturday and a Sunday.
You could totally do it.
Yeah.
You could.
Where's I'll scuff.
But yeah, I might just stay there 1 day a week. But on the other hand, I'm would that just be retarded because I could
Right.
just get more hours at the other place that pays a lot better?
Well, that other place is gonna have to give you a day off.
Yeah, but I don't want to work 7 days a week.
Why not?
That's stupid.
You have been not working 7 days a week for the last year.
But I've been working. I'm a firm believer that no one on the planet should work more than 40 hours a week. Nobody. Don't do it, people. It's not worth it.
Well, some people need to, like me, because I am fucking broke.
I should go live in my mom's basement.
Oh.
It's
Okay.
only $200 a month rent there.
I kind of need to live at a place with no rent in order to get caught up and not have a second job.
Right.
So even if I lived in your mom's basement, I would still need to get a second job.
We'll cash all the checks that we get in from the gutter trash. Like I'm sure they're piling up by now.
That's true. Yeah, they are.
So all the donations and
Right,
purchases,
yeah.
yeah. So we should be fine. In fact, let's both quit all of our jobs.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, and like I wanted to say, I went to both interviews with mustache and was hired on the spot. Both places, just saying. Might be a correlation, connection, whatever you want to call it. Although I am gonna tonight trim this thing down.
All right.
I don't know if I'm gonna get rid of it yet. I'm gonna see what it looks like after I trim it down.
All right.
Yeah.
Do not approve. I almost would rather you be wearing flip-flops.
Oh wow! Do you remember that one day I wore sweatpants over here and you
I do.
and you didn't notice?
Oh, yeah.
That was awesome.
Well, because you didn't wear obvious sweatpants.
Right. Yeah. I didn't like it didn't say pink on my ass.
No, yeah. Did not have any Adidas stripes down the sides or anything.
Right.
They were just plain black sweatpants. They weren't tight around your ankle or anything, which is
Right.
also another...
And they weren't extremely baggy. Too.
Right, yeah.
Right. Yeah, I tried to sneak it past you.
You did.
Yeah, I felt pretty good about it.
You know, unlike a Joe G, when he comes over for Viewmasters, he'll just fucking wear a flip-flop in my face.
Will he really?
And it is disgusting. I do not want to see anybody's feet.
Does he have hairy toe knuckles?
He does.
Oh, I figured he would.
Yeah. You know, and I mean, you know, it's a new relationship and we're still getting used to each other's quirks, but Bambi will come over and she's wearing flip-flops too.
Oh.
And I just, you know, I mean, if ever there was anything that we should just break up about,
Right.
it would be the fact that
That's
she
gonna-
can't stop wearing flip-flops.
That's gonna end up in her Dear John letter. I know it. But yeah, so I'll have money. What are we reading?
Oh, well, I'm going to pick a comic that I've been wanting to read for a little while. I've been collecting it as the issues come out.
Ooh, issues.
There is a trade available now of these issues, so the reader could pick it up if they like. It is an Image comic book by Kelly Sue DeConnick and Emma Rios, and it is called Pretty Deadly.
Pretty deadly.
It is a Western supernatural kind of thing.
Oh, okay. Sweet. What, like supernatural, like the genre, not the TV show?
Not the TV show,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I mean, I wouldn't veto either one of those. I was just
Right, yeah.
curious.
Yeah, I think you would have some expectations going into it if it were a...
Like the supernatural TV show.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, and that you would probably be prepared to hate it.
You know, I've seen like 8 episodes of Supernatural, and I thought 3 of them were awesome, and like maybe 2 of them were horrible, and the other ones were just bearable. But the ones that are good are really good.
Yeah.
But then the ones that aren't, I just don't care for at all.
Right.
But yeah, sweet. I've been kind of interested in seeing that book.
All right.
I've never even looked at it.
Yeah. Well, now you will, and you'll read words that are in it too.
Words!
And see the pictures that go along with those words.
Pictures and words.
Well, like a comic book.
Oh, speaking of comics, I did watch one other movie this week. It was called Superhero Movie. Have you seen that?
Nope.
It was pretty funny. It's stupid. It's so stupid. And there was maybe some tasteless jokes that maybe bothered me a little bit, but overall it was funny. Leslie Nielsen is great in it. It's pretty good. Check it out. It's got one of the Zuckers. I don't know. I guess they're not all alive anymore. I don't know. Oh, you don't approve of this movie? No. He's done. Okay. Don't watch superhero movie, or you'll incur Eric's wrath. His silent rage. Tracy Morgan plays Professor X. Come on. That's great.
Well, that's actually kind of apt, because he's probably in a wheelchair now.
Oh, yikes. Is he really?
Yeah.
I knew he was in a car crash.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's too bad.
I think he broke both his legs.
Did he really?
I think so.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Well, that's weird.
I don't know. I don't particularly care either.
Well, I hope he's okay.
Whatever.
He's a funny guy.
Whatever.
Right?
He's
Well-
fine in 30 Rock.
Right. He's not as exaggerated, and like he seems like a toned down version of himself in superhero movie.
Mm-hmm.
So if I would have picked a superhero movie,
Veto.
Veto.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was all right.
Pretty much.
It made me laugh a few times.
Pretty much any parody movie out there that is called something movie, I am avoiding
Right.
forever.
Right. Aw. It was all right. It made me laugh.
All right.
It served its purpose.
Okay.
But pretty deadly.
Pretty Deadly. Coming up next week.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, me as well.
6 issues?
5.
5? Okay. Cool. I can handle 5.
All right.
6 would be too much. I worked 2 days this week.
At least you're eating back in.
Yeah, exactly. Well, they only wanted. See, that's the other thing. They only wanted part time, so I had to try to get a part time job at the other place. But they're like, if you want more than part time, we'll give you more than part time. So I'm like, why? I don't know. How do people make real life decisions? I just want to be a child forever.
All right. Well, who doesn't?
Right. Let's go do that.
Okay, then. Let's go read some funny books.
All right. That sounds more fun
All
than
right.
working for the man.
All right, then. We'll be back next week.
See you guys.
Goodbye. Thank you for listening to Gutter Trash. You can subscribe to the show from guttertrash.net or from iTunes and leave us a review. Visit guttertrash.net for email information, links to our Facebook and Twitter pages, and for other podcasts and websites in the Gutter Trash Network. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you next time.